La la la, hey, yeah, yeah.
March 8th, the Centurion Center is the place to be. It is the 10th annual Carefor chocolate competition, and myself and Bob Darrow from The Jewel will be your MCs this year. Some of the best chefs in the city compete, and they take it very seriously. And we have the reigning champion of this award, Jason Lauren, joins us on the show from Essence Catering. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Your dessert was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, you
must
got
feel
it last
good.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, and you must feel good too, because you know the judges, I think, take it very seriously
I think
as
they
well.
do. Yeah.
And you had some pretty prestigious judges there.
Yeah, and
at the
they were really
competition.
honest too. They told me what they liked and what they didn't like, so it was really good. I really enjoyed it. We had no expectation of winning. I knew we threw down the gauntlet or whatever on the show beforehand. We had no expectation of winning. I was even texting somebody, like, it was a lot of fun when they called my name because I didn't really believe we were going to win, so it was pretty cool.
So you must be really ramping up for this
Yeah,
one.
we
then,
really
right?
want to keep it.
Are you sweating bullets? Or are you...
I wouldn't say we're sweating bullets, but I put a team together for specifically this one, and we came up with what we thought was a pretty solid dish.
R&D of chocolate. Like, I do
Yeah.
R&D of wine and beer and cheese, but chocolate, that's the next best thing.
Yeah.
I have to agree. Let's talk about recipes.
Sure.
Obviously, this won't be the recipe you're
No,
going
this
to be
is
preparing,
just
but
stuff that we were playing with. So we're going to make today, we're going to do a composed dessert, and it's like, it's basically the inside of a truffle. It's a
Okay.
ganache, sort of, underneath of a layer of raspberry jelly. So I'm going to show you how to do that,
Okay.
and then we'll put the dessert together last minute.
all right, sounds
So
good.
here we have a pound of chocolate.
Yes, we
We
do.
have a stick of butter,
Uh-huh.
and we have a cup and a third, of cream. We scalded the cream, which just means we brought it to a boil, poured it over top, and we're just going to keep stirring this until it's all really nicely
Smell that.
emulsified.
Oh my goodness.
While
Sounds
we're doing
wonderful.
that, we'll pretend we hadn't done this before, but I
Okay.
would spray just a standard small sheet pan, non-stick spray.
Okay.
Cover it with plastic, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get this out to cut it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Pops right out.
yep. And then when we've got that all completely emulsified, which could take several minutes,
I was just gonna ask.
we'll pour it in here and into a freezer. I'll pop it
okay.
in a freezer
All
to
right.
get it set right away.
Okay.
It'll take about an hour for it to be set enough to put a layer of plastic on top, and then I'll hard freeze it for about another hour. While that's going on, we'll take one little package
Doing a good job of this, aren't
You're
I?
doing a wonderful
package
job.
of gelatin and just a tablespoon or two of butter, and we'll bloom the gelatin. While we're doing
Oh,
that,
we're blooming the gelatin.
blooming.
What does
We're
that
using
mean?
very technical terms.
I know, you've
today.
lost me, Jason.
So we're blooming the starch. It's expanding the gelling properties of
Okay.
the actual
And
gelatin.
you just popped it right into the water. You didn't stir
I
it or
mean,
anything.
you can. If you see any
okay.
dry stuff there, we
That's
can get
the chef stir. You just
technical
use any
stir
digit.
there, yeah. Here we've got 2 cups of frozen raspberries and a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of things being overly sweet, so I think with chocolate, if we're going to try to really be decadent with chocolate, I always need a good acidity hit in there.
Okay.
And raspberry provides a really nice
does
one
that
in this respect, right?
Good, good. Did you use fresh or frozen raspberries?
These are frozen here. We've got
Frozen?
fresh for our garnish on the top.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is essentially just making like a raspberry sauce, to which 2 cups, 1 package will always set 2 cups of liquid.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
so one of those little
You're making
packages.
like a coulis?
Yeah, and
sort
we
of thing?
basically end up with this
is
at
what it
the
looks
end of
like.
it, right?
Ta-da!
You know, we could sit here, and if we get it going fast enough, we can blitz it and whatever, but
Right.
just assume that you did this through the magic of home.
We have blitzed it.
Yeah, and
Okay.
don't feel too bad if you come up with like a cup and 3/4 or whatever. Fill it out to 2 cups with some water. That's fine.
Okay.
Taste it before you put your gelatin in it. You know, if you want it to be a little bit sweeter, make it a little bit sweeter. If you want it to be a little bit more tart, a squeeze of lemon juice will do.
Okay.
And then just get your gelatin in there, melt it in nicely, and you'll come back to our tray that we have here, and it should be set within 2 hours of freezing. You'll just pour that over top, and that gets
Okay.
us to this phase.
So we've hardened our sort of brownie portion of it. Then we've poured our coulis over it.
Over the top.
We freeze that again.
Freeze it again.
Okay.
We want to freeze this. Getting these out when you cut it with any, I mean, this is what we're using, but you can use any cutter you want. You could literally lift it out and cut it with a knife if you'd like.
Okay.
I suggest doing it frozen.
All right.
The coulis on the top is really quite difficult to cut through and maintain when it's soft. So
Gets a
hard
little
freeze
sticky.
it. Yeah, we froze it overnight and cut the shapes out this morning.
And you
Okay.
could use any shape, any cookie cutter shape.
Any cookie cutter
Okay.
shape. I mean, we kind of know that our garnishes are roughly of a certain size, so we came up with this particular size.
That's
but
really important
use some
competition.
rounds.
Absolutely.
Well, for plating in a chocolate competition,
Well,
it's
that's
fairly
exactly.
important.
Speaking
With
of
this,
chocolate,
Yes.
the most
Check
important
this
thing
out.
with this is making sure that all of the butter is melted.
Okay.
Making sure that everything is really nicely emulsified. I mean, I would keep going for probably another 4 or 5 minutes on that.
All
Just
right,
making
aye,
sure
aye,
it's really
Captain.
smooth, because once we get it in here and you start cooling it down, any chunks of chocolate or whatever, they're not going to melt in, right? So
Right.
Yeah.
you'll find them and it just ruins the thing.
Okay, good
I
tip.
can do this.
You can do this? It's
I
good
am
with you?
I'm
For another
surprised
4
you
or 5
haven't dipped your
minutes,
finger
I'm
in there yet, to be honest with you.
Then we've got some other things that we use for plating. This is a chocolate sablé. You could use anything. Like even in the grocery store, you could use like the graham crackers if you wanted
Right.
to
Right.
as these layers.
Okay.
We've cut out,
Sable?
yeah, chocolate sablé. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll even be nice and on the Facebook page this afternoon, I'll post all these recipes.
Perfect.
Nice.
How about that,
Visit
eh?
the
I'll give you a
Essence
couple
Catering
of wine
Facebook page.
suggestions.
There you go.
There you
Perfect.
are.
And then we get down to the part where we're going to decorate. We're going to get Derek to decorate it for us.
Oh, really? Should I
Yes.
slide over here?
Well, this is the one that we've basically, this is our example.
Okay.
Let's see if you if you can pull up the example.
Why are you laughing
one,
at me already?
One just,
Okay.
I will do it. That's roughly what you're looking for.
All right.
Okay.
I can't
And
just steal these.
Well, you can.
Oh, no,
You're
I've
going to
gotta
put them on.
do-
See, you got to
okay.
do this little decoration,
Yeah,
right?
I got you now.
3, 2, and 3.
Okay.
You
All
good?
right. Yeah, yeah, I got that. I got this. All right. Let me hear.
And then a little bit about this because I knew that you liked these. These
I'm dying
are.
to try one.
Oh well, here, have one. Just Cocoa Krispies, the actual cereal itself.
Really?
And then we melt dark chocolate that's about 65 to 70%.
Right.
And we just keep turning the Cocoa Krispies in the chocolate and turning them and turning them. And as they're completely coated, then we dust them in powdered chocolate until they get that, they look like a truffle, right?
They do.
Yeah. And I mean, if you like that breakfast cereal, this is like about a bazillion times better than it's actually got a real chocolate taste now, right?
That's a nice
That's
little
really
snack,
good.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So then you can put them into
they're-
the intervening
okay.
little spaces.
Pop these in here. You could probably do these alternating
Okay,
if
do you
you
want me to
wanted
put them
to.
in my hand and then you can actually...
Oh, did you? They're never going to come back.
I'll hold on to them for you.
I don't
Seriously.
think that's
Oh,
gonna
sorry,
happen.
I got some work to do over here in this big
So I
bowl of
believe
chocolate.
we have 12 competitors
Yes.
this year at the Carefor chocolate competition. As I said, some of the best chefs in the city, and they take it very seriously. And the bonus is you get to taste all 12 desserts
I don't know
at
how
the
people do it.
competition.
I really don't know how people do it.
Well, and if you can't, you can take them home because they give everybody a box to bring them home with you.
So
okay.
I figured we're just making it up as we go, but this is
Okay.
our finale for it. We're going to put the raspberries, put those
Okay.
two there.
So are your other competition, are they watching the segment to see what it
Probably.
is you are making?
we've had
Sure, they could
Les
be.
Fougères on
I'm
the
gonna-
show yesterday.
Oh, what did they make?
And then they did not make the dessert they're going to be making, the chocolate dessert.
sneaky.
And
No,
we
nor
had
did we.
Le Cordon Bleu on the
Yes.
show as well. So Chef Yannick Anton, who's
Yeah.
going to be competing as well. But we're going to have probably, I think, 7 out of the 12 chefs are going to
Right.
be on
Right
on
on.
this show
Right
to
on.
introduce you to some different recipes, not the ones they're going to be doing.
So we've
there
got this ready.
What have
We've-
you ended it with
I've
here?
I've put on some hazelnuts on the top. So
Okay.
we've caramelized some hazelnuts, just a quarter cup of water to about a cup of sugar, and we bring that down to a nice amber, and we just put roasted hazelnuts into it.
I'm gonna,
We're going to transfer this one. I'll let you move this
I'm
one.
going to decorate mine a little differently. How do you like that?
You can do anything you like on that one.
You can do anything you like at your show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's our
We'll
show.
come over here and we'll start
Look
looking at
Jason's
plating this
sick and
actual one.
waiting for me here.
No. Let's
I'm
just
still
do
doing
this.
my
You're
job.
okay, you're going to do the plating. I
Yeah,
see.
we're just going to plate this one.
Who's
Okay.
going to lick the beaters afterward, or the spatula afterward?
Probably
got
our
it?
floor director,
All
Paul.
right, I'm going to move right out of the way and let you just put it like right in there.
Right in here?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Stunning.
Look at that.
And then let's take a little chocolate balsamic.
Of course, I was going to ask, do you have chocolate
Of
balsamic,
course.
Jason?
So, whoops, they're bubbling.
And
Keep an eye over there, Dad.
this
That's
is
your jo-
the caramel that we had left over from making the hazelnuts. We just thinned it out with a little bit of water and brought
Okay.
it back up to a boil. That makes another nice little sauce for our plate.
And do you think this makes a big difference to the judges as well?
Well-
how it is presented to them?
I think it does.
Yeah.
They're, I mean, I think it's pretty important you eat with your eyes first.
Right.
And if it doesn't really make you want to eat it as a dessert, desserts are sinful, right? I mean,
Right.
you should look at a dessert and be like, oh my God, I have to eat that.
Or I shouldn't be eating it, and that's why I
want to eat it, right? And then
And
finally,
then you always add different textures, and that's what I love about the dessert that you did last year.
Look
a
at
lot
that.
of different
so that's
textures.
just, it's just hazelnut. It's a hazelnut puree that we make ourselves that we then turn it into a powder that'll turn back into the hazelnut puree at body temperature inside your mouth. It's
Very
pretty
nice.
cool.
So people can visit the Essence Catering Facebook page, and you'll try to get that
I'll put on
recipe
the
up
chocolate sablé. I'll have all of the components for the actual bites. Yeah, by all
there.
means.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jason, thank you so much for joining us.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah.
March 8th is the Carefor chocolate competition happening at the Centurion Center. You can visit carefor.ca to get your tickets. As I said,
Yummy.
about 130 tickets left. It will sell out, so buy them. You can also call them at 749-7557, extension 2180 for your tickets. We're coming up next. The Gladstone Theatre, presented by The Bear and Company, has Age of Arousal playing right now, right through until February the 22nd. We'll give you a sneak peek of that right after this.